We've all been there. You're sitting after a long day at work scrolling on Instagram and this ad pops up.
Buy this plugin and become a mixing god.
Well, self-doubt is something that we cannot just remove from our lives as musicians and producers, so we take our credit card and we buy the plugin that is supposed to change our lives forever. Not long after swiping your card again and again and again, you find yourself with 800 plugins and a really sad bank account. Well, I'm not a crazy plugin buyer. I used to be a really heavy plugin user. When I studied sound engineering in college, our teachers told us that mixing is all about being precise and being able to control every aspect of it. And I took these tips to a whole different level. I used to put at least 5 plugins on every channel. And when you're working on a project with 80 to 100 channels, it sums up to
2 hours later.
Well, you do the math. Mixing these projects was pure hell because my CPU was going through the roof, and so does my mental state. And that leads us to the ultimate question: why you should stop using so many plugins. Number 1, save your CPU. While you think your computer is invincible, it's not. Scanning 800 plugins every time you pull up your DAW is insane. They may not take too much space on your computer, but they are really heavy on your system. Are you familiar with these screens? Working with a lot of plugins simultaneously is going to really drive up your computer's CPU. So try to ease up with the amount of plugins you're working with in one session. Instead, try to use stock plugins that comes with your DAW or channel strips that have several audio effects in one plugin. Some honorable mentions can be Butch-Vig vocals, the Waves SSO emulation, Neve 884S, and more. Alright, let's continue. Decision fatigue. One of the most important lessons I learned while studying in college is that mixing is a race against time. Well, in theory, you can sit in front of your computer from sunrise to sundown with 8 empty cups of coffee and dark circles around your eyes. But this way you're harming your decision making and probably your mental state and social life, if there's any left. According to a lot of studies made in the psychoacoustics field, you can only mix up to 8 hours a day, and that's if you're sticking to the Fletcher-Munson curve and you're working in an 85 dB SPL environment. Working in the louder environment will drastically decrease the time you can mix and potentially even damage your hearing. Decision fatigue is something that we encounter on our day-to-day basis. Which shirt to wear? What to eat for lunch? Is having another glass of wine is okay? Try to minimize the amount of decisions you're making in a mix to make each and every one count. And last but not least, get to know your plugins. I don't know about you, but I simply cannot read 800 plugin manuals. And yes, I actually read the manual for every new plugin I buy.
Read the manual.
You ever wondered why companies like Waves and Universal Audio makes the same 11:6 emulation? Because they need to make money, and they need to make you, the audience, buy their products. Every plugin and every emulation out there is different. So when you're buying a new plugin,
read the manual
and tweak some knobs in order to get familiar with it. Alright, so what's the conclusion? Get to know your plugins. Your plugins are your tools when you're mixing, and you want to pick the right tools for the right job. For example, I really love my Waves CLA76, but I won't use it on every channel. I'll only use it when it's the right tool for the right occasion. I think that my best advice to you is to gather some plugins that you know their character and know their sound and stick to working with them. I don't say don't experiment with new plugins, but when you're buying one, spend some time to get to know them.
Read the manual.
I'll link in the comments a video made by George Lever, which I'm a huge fan of, where he deletes 800 plugins and only keeps the ones he's working with on a day-to-day basis. So that's gonna be pretty much it for this video. I really hope you took something out of it, and I wish that your next mixing process will be much lighter on your CPU and your mental state. So once again, thank you so much for watching the video. Please, if you like the video, like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. Thank you so much. Bye.